Well, NARC is a monthly alternative music and culture magazine for the North East. We distribute 6,000 copies across the North East, so that's from kind of north of Newcastle right down to the bottom of Teesside. We've got about 200 outlets now, so it's fairly wide ranging. I felt there wasn't really anything in the region that was focusing enough on local music and local bands. I was going out and seeing a lot of musicians and seeing a lot of really huge talent, and didn't really feel that there was an outlet for them. So that was the main reason, really, just to kind of tell people about what's happening in the music scene, and then that kind of expanded into other things as well. We have a fairly big team. We've probably got around 60 writers, about 12, 15 or so photographers, a handful of illustrators, one designer, one web editor, but everybody kind of dips in and out and does little bits and pieces when they want to. It's a really strong and kind of healthy team of people who just really enjoy writing and love music, and that passion really comes out in their work.
So my name's Si Beckwith. I am a writer for NARC first, and then I've recently took over the role of web editor over the last 6 months-ish. So particularly with doing the web editor role, I cover everything. I've got to do whatever's there really, which is nice because it means I then find out about a lot of bands that I probably wouldn't have gone out my way to listen to. But I mean, generally when I started writing, it was the sort of stuff that I liked, so I started doing reviews of things like indie pop and punk and just anything a bit alternative really, and then with the web editor role allowing us to do everything else, it's then actually broadened my taste in music.
My name's Lindsey Tegas. I currently write for NARC. I did also used to be the assistant editor while Claire went on a little round the world trip. That was a few years ago now though. I have an eclectic music taste, so not necessarily heavy, but that's what I prefer to write about.
General workload is usually a lot, but we handle it pretty well. Since the website started, we've got more stuff to do, but there's so much happening, and that's the aim really, just to showcase as much as we possibly can of all the great stuff that's happening. So the busier the better, as far as I'm concerned.
My name's Kingsley Chapman, and I'm in a band called Kingsley Chapman and the Murder, and we're playing at the Northern Stage in sunny Newcastle this evening for NARC Magazine's 10th birthday party. NARC's really important to me, to be honest. It was 10 years ago, it was the first magazine, first publication, the first anything to do with local music that ever got in touch with me about the band that I was in at the time, the Chapman family, and they put us on as a replacement band. I think it was basically we were trying to branch out in a Teesside at the time because we're from Stockton on Tees. So they put us on in their little showcase event. We jumped in at the last minute because a band pulled out. Claire liked what she saw, and she did an interview with us the next week, and she put us a great big article in NARC the next month, and locally that really pushed us on, and getting stuff in NARC for a Teesside band is really important, because I think it sometimes comes across that you might think it's just a Newcastle-based thing or a Tyne and Wear-based thing or a Sunderland, whatever, and it's always like this huge divide from Tyne and Wear to Teesside. It's just like sometimes it's as if we don't exist, but NARC gives us a chance to exist, and it makes us it gives us an importance, and it makes us feel relevant, and that's very empowering for anyone from Teesside, because we're used to being crapped on from a massive height via politicians, via local music, via local whatever, national whatever. So yeah, it's fantastic.
My name's Catherine Williams, and I'm playing in the Mining Institute in Newcastle for NARC's 10th anniversary birthday celebrations.
I'm Richard Dawson, playing here at the Mining Institute for the 10th birthday party at NARC Magazine.
NARC means Claire, really, because she's sort of the driving force of it, and she's always been massively supportive and really interested in my career when, you know, most people aren't.
From a punter's point of view, it's you know, it's just a very kind of informative thing to have around. It's a good, pretty amazing achievement on Claire's part, just to start it from scratch and keep it going all this time.
We've done a couple already. We've had some great bands on in Sunderland and Newcastle. I was really keen to showcase a broad variety of genres, as well as putting gigs on in other places other than Newcastle. You know, we do cover the whole North East. So today we have Catherine Williams, Richard Dawson and Astrid Williamson playing. We have Dita Ellie playing tomorrow, along with that lineup as well. In May we have a load of bands playing in Stockton for Tees Music Alliance's birthday as well. So lots on, and it's been great so far. We've had a great response and really enjoyed it.
We are Young Liar, and we're playing the NARC 10th birthday celebrations at the Northern Stage. As someone who's definitely on the elder side of being in a local band, as in like possibly 12 years now, maybe 15. It's been around for the last 10 years, so it's been almost like a consistent part that's never really left us, and it's definitely better now that it's smaller as well, because you know you can fit it in your handbag. But yeah, it's a consistently good source of knowledge for local bands.
It's what you turn to if you want to find out what's going on. You can't count on anything else, in my opinion.
I think ideally we want to be a trusted source of news and music information for people. So we just continue to try and, you know, produce that sort of work. I think it's great that people feel that we're an authority, but we're always trying to find new stuff and talk about new things. So we're always building on that, I guess.
It's flexible. It's never stuck in its way as well. Like, it's definitely evolved over time as well. Some local magazines have never really sort of shifted in terms of the way they've approached things that are going on, and they've always had like slightly ambitious ideas, and they're not just like, oh well, it's a local magazine that we're going to focus on the latest fad of a local band.
We started to expand the content a few years ago, mainly just because I realised that there was so much other interesting stuff going on. So we cover film and art and theatre and comedy, and you know, always with a slightly more alternative angle, but there's so much of it. So personally, that's one of my favourite sections of the magazine. We usually find some really weird and wonderful stuff, and that's definitely the stuff that we like. So yeah, it's good.
Like testament to Claire's hard work as well over the years, that so many other local music magazines have come and gone and sort of not lasted more than a couple of months, a couple of issues sometimes. And that's what I want to say, is NARC's been consistently the whole time.
Like, even though I do the website, there's something special about seeing your name in print. It'll never lose that appeal. I mean, because the magazine is 10 years old, that's a memory I've had of that. I'm 31 now, so that served my formative years in music, and that is the memory I've got of serving that. So as much as the website's amazing and I love being a massive part of it, the magazine's always a beautiful, beautiful thing to hold in your hand, and it's something you can look forward to every month.